The Best Halloween of All by Susan Wojciechowski, illustrated by Susan Meddaugh. My family has a photo album with pictures of me and my big brother in every one of our Halloween costumes. For my first Halloween, I was a clown. In the picture, I'm trying to yank the pointy clown hat off my head. I don't look very happy, I said one day when we were looking at the pictures. Oh, it was a wonderful Halloween, my mom said. We showed you off to your grandma. Gran gave me $1 and 3 candy apples, said my brother Michael. What did I get? I asked. You got a hug, said Mom. Did I have fun? You cried most of the ride home, Michael told me. Then you fell asleep and drooled all over your costume. When I was 2 years old, Michael was a magician, and I was his rabbit for Halloween. Mom sewed Michael an awesome black cape. She made me a scratchy white rabbit suit. At every house, my brother waved his magic wand over a top hat my dad made. I was supposed to jump up from behind it. You never did, said Michael. Maybe I didn't feel like jumping that day, I said. When I was 3 years old, Mom decided my brother and I should be an angel and a devil for Halloween. Since Michael is older, he got to choose which one he wanted to be. Guess who had to dress up in a gown and wear a coat hanger halo and dumb cardboard wings? When I was 4 years old, Michael was a mouse and I was a wedge of Swiss cheese for Halloween. Dad made my costume out of wood. The problem was, your costume weighed so much you couldn't walk up anyone's steps, said Michael, laughing. The problem was, I said, Dad told you to ask for candy for me, and at 3 houses, you forgot. When I was 5 years old, I was a robot for Halloween, and Michael was the scientist who created me. Dad made my costume out of a cardboard box that he painted silver. He brought switches and dials and control knobs from work and glued them all over the box. I worked on that costume every night for 2 weeks, said Dad, but it was worth it. At every house, my brother was supposed to push one of my buttons, and I was supposed to say, trick or treat, in a robot voice. I remember that the box was so hot inside I had to take it off and carry it after 2 houses, I said. You ruined all the fun, said Michael. When I was 6 years old, Mom decided I would be a bunch of grapes for Halloween and spent a week sewing the costume. That was the best Halloween costume in the history of the world, Mom said. Mom was wrong. It was the worst costume she ever came up with. At my classroom party, Claire, Sarah, and Catherine asked me what I was supposed to be. Calvin looked at me funny. Max said, "You belong inside Fruit of the Loom underwear." I couldn't sit down all afternoon because of the grapes sewed to my behind. The photo album had no more Halloween pictures after that because my 7th Halloween was still a month away. As soon as we closed the album, I started to worry about what my parents might be dreaming up. Finally, I decided I had to do something. I walked into the family room one night and announced, "This year, I want to make my own costume." Mom said, "But Ben, honey, we always help with your costume." "I know," I said, "but I think I can do it myself. Is that okay?" "Sure," Mom said, and gave me a hug. This Halloween, I was an intergalactic space starship Robotron armed with a laser pulverizer beam rod. I made the costume out of a grocery bag and some paper towel rolls. It was the best Halloween of all. The end.